Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 11 of Friday Night Football. Amazingly, almost 3 months of Friday Night Football broadcasts. And it's been a lot of fun and able to explore some different leagues, some different sets. And we're going to see now, I'm going to start heading into prep for my next project, which is going to be, and I still don't know what I'm going to name it yet. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. But it's a Champions League style tournament, and I've come up with the European Big Five tournament, the Big Five Showdown, the Champions League, or maybe Super League. Right now, I'm kind of thinking Super League. But what it is a tournament of the top 32 teams from the Big Five leagues in Europe. So we're going to see a maximum of 8 teams. I'm going to be doing a draw for this, and probably about a month as we get closer to the end of my regular or my current project. But um, it's a tournament, 32 teams. There's 8 teams from the Premier League, 8 teams from Serie A, and then La Liga has 6, and League One and Bundesliga has 5 each. I think that's what the numbers are. So I'm going to be doing some practice games as I try to really hone in how I'm going to be playing the games. Today I am investigating and playing with how I did the starting lineups and how I choose the starters and the subs. I'm also going to change a little bit of what I did from the Champions League pre-play final that I did, but I'll get into that in a minute. First, some game news. This week we released the Eredivisie set. So that one was released Wednesday. The Scottish Premiership was released, I think it was last Friday. Uh, but that brings us to a close of the set creation season. Thank goodness. It was a lot. But I wanted to show this. This is a recap of, let's see if I can make that bigger. A recap of all the sets that have been created in the past year. So some of these were done in November when the MLS, NWSL were done. And then as I moved into this, I spelled Scotland. I think I spelled Scotland wrong there. Scotland. I can fix that. Um, as I moved into these sets, I created the USL Championship. I did the Brazil set. So those, as we roll through the year, if I do those, will come out earlier because those seasons end this calendar year. So that would be good. But it's a total, I don't know if this looks like I spelled it wrong. A total of 19 sets. So 19 sets, 362 teams, 11,023 players. Those are all available to you for free on the Net Results Soccer Delphi form. The rules are available to you for free, so you can get into this game no cost. You will see the game plays. It's an easy game to learn. It is David Troppins created it, and it is like status pro soccer. Uh, it's not a difficult game to learn. There's a few rules obviously in the game, but you learn these in like 2 to 3 games, and you'll be up and rolling. And I would always strongly suggest getting a roller. Andy Lewis has a flipper on his Flipper Heaven site. Uh, there's one for David's cards, and there's one for mine. My cards are a little bit different. I added some different things to it. All those rules are available on the Delphi Forum site. So that's it for the game news. We have, like I said, 19 sets available. You can see them all listed here. They're all available there, all free. I love doing this. I love the game, and I hope that you guys take a chance and play. It's a lot of fun. It's a good game. Back to what we're doing today. So we are going to be doing a Champions League, Super League friendly. And I chose 2 teams. I picked Fiorentina and Arsenal. So looking at those teams and where they rank out, let's do this. Let me close this file just to have less files open. Where they rank out in my list of 32. So I took the 32 teams. I took a goal differential per game, not goal points per match played. But then I have a coefficient adjustment based on how they do with the UEFA coefficients. All those numbers are here. So just calculations to come up with these ratings. Arsenal is a pot 1 team, so they are the number 8 seed overall. Fiorentina is the 22nd seed, so they're a pot 3 team. They could get drawn in the same pot, so not being in the same league. What I'm going to do in this game, so in the Champions League, I had two adjustments. One was on shots and one was on the possession. I'm going to take that possession adjustment out. So I'm going to play it straight 11, a 1 to 11 for the home team, and play out that way. But I will do a shot adjustment. So looking at these numbers here, when England plays Italy, the shot adjustment's a 10. That means on a 1 to 10 roll, so it's a separate roll, on a 1 to 10, if England is shooting, the Italian team cannot stop it, no matter what the defense is. On the flip side, on a 1 to 10 out of 100, that's out of 100 roll. If the Italian team is shooting against an England team on a 1 to 10, it's going to be stopped regardless of what the defense is. So that's how I'm going to try to get into that adjustment for these teams. These are the two top rated leagues, so the adjustment isn't that large between the two, but that is going to be a 1 to 10 adjustment on shots both ways. Looking at the lineups for who's going to play. So what I did is I created um, a random number generator, random number factor on how many games a player started and subbed and put them into the formulas, and it basically randomized who are the starters and who are the subs. Also based on position. So Fiorentina, one of the things I try to do with these card sets is make it to where it's readable, and this is the Fiorentina cards. The color contrast between the two is just not good on my eyes. I might have to redo those cards, and this might be tough getting through this game trying to read them. Camuzzo, Rainieri, Dodo, Biraghi, Adli, Cataldi, Bove, Foloruncio, Kwame, and Keane are the starters. And in goal, and the reason I picked Fiorentina, David De Gea. Went back and looked, and David De Gea, I think his counter numbers based on passing percentage is the same as or similar to what's his name, Onana for United. So that he's De Gea is one of my favorite players. They got rid of him. They brought in Onana, who's a bad goalie, and it's just stupid. Anyways, Arsenal's going to go with White, Saliba, Magalhaes, Timber, Party, Rice, Jorginho, Sterling, Nawaneri, and Trussard. Again, randomized in how this kind of came out. Arsenal is not going to have the strongest lineup in there. Looking at the sheets, uh, Fiorentina is a 1.47 goals per game average. Arsenal 11.5 goals per game. So they are the weaker team offensively. You also have a bench that has Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli on there, and Tierney. So they have a lot of firepower off the bench if those guys get pulled in. Defensively, Arsenal 9.3 and Fiorentina 4.7. So Arsenal, and then you add that 10% on top of it. So Arsenal is better defensively. In goal, David Raya is a -2 on adjustment of 74. David De Gea is a -1 adjustment, 73. So the goalies are pretty similar. So that's going to be the setup. What I'm going to do is, let me put the roller up here so you don't have to listen to my files. That's the lineup. The subs I will do on endurance checks. I'm going to check both teams. So I'll look at the endurance check for both teams. I'm not going to do a double check like I did in the Champions League because I wiped out my subs super fast. So I'm going to step that back a little bit, see what happens. I'll do a check on both teams and see how that plays out. So again, I'm adjusting how I'm doing this. I normally play as played lineup, as played subs, but obviously because this isn't a real game, wasn't a real game, I can't do that. So I'm adjusting my play, and I will try to fine tune this before I get into my tournament. That being said, we're going to go ahead and play it out. The possessions of 1 to 11, and we'll see how this goes, see how it plays. This is Italy versus England, Fiorentina versus Arsenal. Okay, let's get started. The opening kickoff is going to be Arsenal's. I read on my extra 20 of 1 to 10 is home, 11 to 20 is away. Arsenal gets it. 224 is a P star. Arsenal with the early possession, P star. 10-13. Could be a corner, but it's stopped by the defense. You can see the defense stop ratings in here. The shot number you'll see down in the bottom corner. If that's yellow, that means the shot is either going to be good if it's Arsenal or stopped if it's Fiorentina. P star, 466. 466, P star, 373, taken away by Dodo. Dodo? Dodo. It's easy enough to say Dodo. 548 P, 856 P, 453 P, 866. Not much going on early. 336 is a P. See, there's the yellow. If this is a shot attempt, 261, it's not. But if that was a shot attempt, it would have been stopped no matter who the defender is, because that was Italy. 261 P, 536 P star. Arsenal has a P star, 1047 P plus. So now they have an offensive advantage on there. 3 shot attempt by Magalhaes against a 4. That is off target. Would have been a goal. He misses it by 2. So the shot on target is a 24. His rating's a 23. Minus 1's a 22. So he barely misses that one. De Gea gets lucky on that one because that would have been a goal. Shot goes off target. That is now going to be an aerial battle because that's above the counter rating. 6 versus 1 is won by Arsenal. They will keep possession. 748 P, 928. That one, see that right there, the shot attempt comes up, is against a 13. The shot stopped was a 20, so it would have been a good shot, except it stopped here. So that coefficient adjustment stops the shot from happening. So now it's just a P. 485 P, 842, shot by Forlaruncho. I'm going to mispronounce names. I say that every video. Against an 18, and that stopped. That would not have been a goal with his minus 40. 631 P star. 384 P star. 727. Foul 1 and a foul. Bove fouled by Magalhaes. Free kick to Fiorentina. 344 P, 163 P, 371, taken away by Magalhaes. Arsenal has it. 163 P, 324, foul 1 and a foul. Dodo foul by Magalhaes. Free kick again to Fiorentina. 753 P, 1036, shot by Trossard against a 0 on target but saved. So Trossard with a shot on target which is saved. 9 is going to be Fiorentina's ball. 463 P, 1087 P, 172 is taken away by White. Arsenal has it. 918 offside. Nwaneri offside. 965 P, 437 P star. Arsenal with the P star. 121 shot attempt by White against a 12, and that one stopped. So Ben White gets a shot attempt stopped by Fiorentina. 736, and Fiorentina goes into P+, so they have the offensive advantage here. 1052 is a shot attempt against an 18, and White stops it. Arsenal has a good defense. Their offense isn't stacked in this game. Their defense is still good. 865 P, 153 P, 136 P, 453 P, 961. So one thing you'll see that the time in this game is a random time. So on a possession rule of a 1 to 4 or 18 to 20, it'll increase by 1 minute. Otherwise, it doesn't. So there could be times where the time doesn't go much, and times where it goes quickly. So on average, it's about 35% of the rolls are going to be a minute. Right now, I'm at 29%, so it's a little bit slower game. 551 P, 114, and a corner. Arsenal with a corner kick. 1057 P, 744 P, 1012. Could have been a corner, but it's stopped by the Arsenal defense. 427 shot by Timber against a 5 on target, but saved. So Timber goes on target. That one's saved. In a 35 is going to be Fiorentina's ball. 622 foul 2 and a foul. Cataldi fouled by Nwaneri. Free kick, Fiorentina. 636 P, 741 P star. So P star means they keep the ball. It's not really an offensive advantage other than they have possession. 715 is a foul. Bove is fouled by Sterling. It's funny that I'm playing the 2013-2014 Premier League season, and Sterling is on Liverpool. So he is 11 years later, 12 years later, still playing. Playing on a top team, didn't do great, didn't score, but he's playing. 186p, 217, foul 4, and a P. 168, and that is an offside. No, it's a card. Sorry, Ben White with a yellow card in the 15th minute. 224, P star. Fiorentina with the ball, 8:15, fouled. Folo Runshow, fouled by Trossard. That's going to be one of the things in this tournament is seeing names. I haven't played a lot of Serie A. I haven't played a lot of League One. I haven't played a lot of them, and I don't know the names, so you have to learn some names. 777, taken away by Jorginho. Arsenal has it, taken back by Bove. 871, taken back by Sterling. So 3 turnovers in a row, 4 turnovers in a row. Dodo gets this one. 853, P1012 is nothing. 623, shot attempt by Cataldi against an 18 and stopped again. So the defense coming up big for Arsenal. Hasn't allowed a shot yet. They have 3 shot stops. 336 is a P star, so Fiorentina with it. 722 is a foul. Bove is fouled by Timber. So they aren't getting any shots, but they are getting fouled a lot. That is the 6th foul against Fiorentina so far. Foul drawn for Fiorentina. That's a P. 984P, 888P, 752, 1075P, 555P. Okay, back and forth action, not much happening. 283P, 833 is a shot attempt by Sterling against a 0. That's off target. So Sterling started 7 games, and that random number system that I'm trying, he gets in. His shot is off target. Fiorentina has it. 463P, 1026, offside Keane. Arsenal's ball. 10-16 foul. Trossard fouled by Bove. First free kick of the game for Arsenal. 364P, 263P. 1054, shot attempt by Keane against a 1 that is on target but saved. So there's the first shot. Raya's up to the task on that one. 14 is going to be back for Arsenal. They counter back 283P, 466P, 931. Shot by Nwaneri against a 1 off target. So he actually has the highest offensive rating on the team right now at a 40. So a 77 will be an aerial battle. 8 versus 5 is won by Fiorentina. 173 taken away by White. 142P, 925. Foul 1 and a foul. 925. Foul 1. Foul by Timber. Free kick. Okay. 1047, shot attempt by Keane against an 18, stopped again. Defensively, that's not a takeaway. Sorry, at the shot stop. Arsenal's coming up big. 568 is a card to party. No, he avoids that. It's a 68-7. The check is a 9, so it's not a yellow card. 855P, 343P, 448P, 1022, foul 2, and a foul. So Keane's fouled by Magalhaes. Free kick. 165P, 847, P+. Sterling gets a P+, so that is an advantage for Arsenal, but taken away by Ranieri. 432, P star. 265, Fiorentina has it. 386, 316 is a foul. Dodo is fouled by Jorginho. Another free kick. 10-12 is not a corner. It's stopped by Arsenal's defense, so it's a P. 946P, 136P, 144P. 1037 shot by Keane against a 2. That one is off target again. So Keane, the best offensive player on the field right now, goes off target. Arsenal will have it. 1075 is a P. 543 P. 577 taken away by Adley. Fiorentina back with it. Shot attempt by Fiorentina against an 18, and that one stopped. Again, the fifth shot stop for Arsenal's defense there. 664 P. 1066 P. 1085. You just need to get some offense going here. P plus to Bove. Fiorentina has it. 157, 223, still in P plus. 743, still in P plus. 786, P plus. 644, 531, P plus. And an 8. Fiorentina gets the 11 there. And using the plus minus system on an 11 corner, I do a plus minus. If the possession number is odd, he gets a plus to the plus minus. If it's even, it's a minus. He's an attack mid, so he goes +3, which gives them the possession advantage. The arrow goes that way, it moves them up 1. So now they're a 1 to 12 on possession. So corner kick to Fiorentina. They're now 1 to 12. Shot attempt by Keane against a 1, and that one is just off target. So that's what you want. Get him the ball in a corner, but he goes off target to the 68-72. That is controlled by Arsenal. 564 P. 842. Shot attempt by Fiorentina against a 13. That one gets through. It's on target, but saved. So Raya with the save. Arsenal controls. Shot by Trossard against a 5. That's off target. Trossard immediately back with that shot. It's a 70. Fiorentina controls. 816 is a foul. Fiorentina fouled by White. Free kick. 325 is not an offside. He fails to check, so it's a P. 662 P. 457 P. 577 taken away by Thomas Partey. 1026 foul 1 and a foul. Trossard foul by Fiorentina. Free kick. 432 P. 432 P star for Fiorentina. 1068, and that is going to be a yellow card to Trossard, who is a yellow star, so that he has an increased chance of a second yellow. And that will be another thing that I start looking at with the change from my 2013-14 set, but not today. Okay, we're in the stoppage time. 1 minute of stoppage time. Fiorentina with the ball. 736 is a P plus. 761 P plus, and that will end the half. Okay, not a lot of action, except fouls. Fiorentina draws 10 fouls. 6 shots for Arsenal, 2 on target. They may know it's a friendly, so they did not put the strongest lineups out there. I'll go with that. It's halftime. Okay, so second half. Now you're going to see endurance checks. When endurance checks come up, I will check the offensive and defensive player, and that will be a check for subs. So hopefully this goes smooth. It was better my Champions League pre-play, so we'll see how it plays out this time. Fiorentina gets the opening kickoff of the second half, and so far pretty even. 6 shots for Arsenal, 4 for Fiorentina. 10:31 offside Keane. So right off the bat they go offside. 1087p, 887p, 372 taken away by Magalhaes. Arsenal with it. 921 offside Marineri. 222 P plus. So P plus for Fiorentina. 616 foul 4 and still in P plus. 521 foul 2 and a foul. Adley foul by Saliba. Free kick. And there's the first endurance check. So we're going to check position 6 and position 6. Neither one fails. So we'll continue to play it out. 613 is another foul. Cataldi is fouled by Jorginho. So we got another free kick here. 664 is a P. 142 P. 316 is a foul. Dodo fouled by Timber. Free kick again to Fiorentina. 3:16 foul. Dodo fouled again by Sterling this time. 2:42p, 7:51p, 1:87p, 6:87p, 5:54p, 3:28p star to Arsenal. So they get the ball. They're going to have a little bit of possession here, but right away a yellow card to Adley. So Adley picks up the yellow card for Fiorentina. Arsenal will get it. The P star's gone. 7:61p, 8:88p, 7:36p plus for Fiorentina. 6:62, 4:35 drops to a P star. 3:71 taken away by Megalis. Arsenal has it. 5:15 a foul. Thomas Partey fouled by Folarunsho. That's his second. 8:65p, 173 taken away by Ben White. Arsenal has it again. Taken back by Keane with a possible shot against a 2 that is on target but saved. So Keane is the big threat, gets the shot on target. Saved by Raya. 30 is Arsenal's ball. 9:47p, and we're going to have endurance checks. Position 1 and position 4, they both pass. So Comuzo is a 75 and Timber's an 80. 1:41p. 10:44, shot by Keane against an 18 and stopped. 7:84p, 4:64p, 7:71, and a card, Jorginho cards in the 58th minute. 3 cards now for Arsenal. 10:4, shot by Keane against a 13, that one stopped. 6:85p, 10:35, shot by Trossard against a 1, stopped. Wouldn't have been a goal, but would have been in the shot range, but the on target was off. So that one stopped. 9:81p, 1:31p, 5:54p, 7:76 taken away by Jorginho. 3:51p, 7:74 taken away by Jorginho again. So right away we're seeing the difference between the last game I played. Not a lot of endurance checks. I've had 2 so far. The last game, by the 60-minute mark, I think I had 6 or something. It was crazy how many I'd had. It just kept coming. So I'll be thinking about maybe doing that double player check on endurance checks. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Jorginho with the ball. 5:36 is a P star. Arsenal has it. 9:46 P star. 8:73. So we have an endurance check again. Position 1, Comuzo, and 8 is Sterling. So Sterling's going to come out. So we are going to keep it in P star. Sterling is being replaced. So let's just mark him, just so I don't forget. Sterling is a position 3.75. So how I'm going to do this is look at anyone that's within 1.25 of that. So I'm kind of lessening the range of players that can come in that spot. So anyone within 1.25 position points. So here's their position points for the subs. So a 2.5 to a 5, basically. He's a 3.75. So these 5 players are available to sub for him. I'm going to go to the highest rank. That is Martinelli. So Martinelli is the highest ranked sub. He will be coming into the game. Let me mark him out. Take him. Oops. And put him in here. So Martinelli is going to enter the game. That is the first sub used by Arsenal. I don't want to do that. Got to remember how I did this. He is the sub. Sorry, bear with me. I'll be there in a second. And he's going to come in for Sterling down here. Let's see if this works. Okay. And there's the sub. Okay. Sub is in. Let me change the cards. Martinelli in for Sterling, which is a nice offensive advantage. In the 63rd minute, he's going to go +1. Sterling's going to come out. Okay. Arsenal still in P star. 9:36. Shot attempt by Nwaneri against an 11 at stopped. Did he get in? Yeah, so he's in there. Their offensive numbers move up. 10:21 is a foul 3 and a foul. Keane is fouled by Timber. Free kick. 7:31. Shot by Bove against a 2 off target. Bove goes off target. 34.51 is going to be Arsenal's ball. 8.55p. 5.41 is a P plus for Fiorentina. 10.34 is offside. Keane goes offside. Arsenal ball. 6.76 taken away by Cataldi. 9.42 P plus. 5.56 P plus. 3.75 taken away by Megalis. 8.81 taken away by Foloruncho. And we got a sub check here. So position 2 and position 3, both of them pass. So 262 is a P. 661 P. 844 shot attempt. No, it's not in range. So that is a P. 241 P. So Fiorentina is kind of controlling the ball here. But then Timber gets fouled. So Timber is fouled by Biraghi. Free kick to Arsenal. 8:22, foul 3 and a foul. Martinelli is fouled by Kouame. Free kick. 4:37, P star, Arsenal with it. 4:28, shot attempt by Timber against a 4. That is not on target. Just misses. That's off target as well. Fiorentina has the ball. 9.87 P, 9.76 P, 5.24, foul 1 and a foul. Thomas Partey fouled by Ranieri. Free kick. 4.58 P, 10.12 is a P. 7.72, and there's a card to Jorginho. He already has a yellow card, so we do a second yellow check, which he passes. It's just a foul. So Adley is fouled by Jorginho. Free kick to Fiorentina. And an endurance check. Position 9 on both teams are going to be subs. So Kouame for Fiorentina and Nwaneri for Arsenal. Kouame's a position 4.25, so he can be a 3 to a 5. And we look at the subs for them. 3 to 5 is going to end up being Beltran. Beltran's going to come into the game for Fiorentina. Let me mark him in there. And for Arsenal, Nwaneri is a 4, so 2.75 to 5 again. That is going to be Saka is coming in. So that's a good sub for them. So they're going offense here late in the game, which is probably what they would do to try to get the win here. Okay. So Nwaneri is out. Saka is in. Kouame is out. Beltran is in. I've already got it marked there. Let me write it down here. Saka. Okay, nice. It's just a new process for me, so I'm going to have to work my way through it. So they both get +1. It's a free kick. We're going to re-roll that free kick because they subbed. So re-roll on the free kick. A 4.25 is a shot attempt by Biraghi against an 18 that's stopped. Okay, so Arsenal actually lose a little bit on that with Saka coming in, but that's okay. 7.44p. 553P, 157, endurance check, position 1 and 1, they both pass. 157P. 432 is a P star. Fiorentina with the ball. 423 shot attempt by Biraghi against a 2 that is off target. Both teams with 7 shots now. That's going to be an aerial battle. 7 versus 10 is won by Fiorentina. 661P, 843 shot attempt by Fulleruscio against a 1. That one's on target but saved. It's a minus 40. So Raya's going to make that save pretty much every time. That puts it at 39. Aerial battle 3 versus 7 is won by Fiorentina again. 478 taken away by Timber. 20 minutes to go. Not a lot of action. 413P. 757P. 681 taken away by Rice. 322 shot attempt by Megalis against a 4 that's off target. So he's a guy you like shooting. He has a good goal number. On number's a little low. And it's off target. Fiorentina with the ball. 122 P star. 364 P star. 145. Endurance check is 1 versus 8. Martinelli, he's a sub. So they're both passable to play it. 145 P star. 548 is a P star. 246 P star. 532 P plus. Fiorentina with the offense advantage now, but 773 is still P plus. 413 is a foul. Biraghi, foul by Saka. 372 taken away by Megalis. 236P, 235P, 357P, 1087P, 982. So nothing happening here. They're keeping possession back and forth. 357, 662 is a P. 458, 241P, 626. Shot by Rice against an 11. Stopped. Would have been good. Wouldn't have been a goal. Would have missed that one on target too. So that is a shot attempt stopped by Fiorentina. 238P, 241P, 348P, 236, 871. Taken away by Martinelli. Arsenal with it. 786P, 638. P star for Rice. Arsenal with it. 1046. Shot by Trossard against a 0 off target. So Trossard gets a shot as we get late here. 61 is going to be Fiorentina's ball. Shot attempt back by Keane against a 2 off target. So Keane goes off target. Arsenal's ball. 10-15 foul. Trossard fouled by Keane. Free kick to Arsenal. 346P, 978P, 1052. Shot by Keane against a 1 off target. That's his 6th shot. 32 is going to be Arsenal's ball. 481 taken away by Biraghi. 453P, 213, foul 3, and a foul. Ranieri fouled by Timber. That is his 5th foul. So I'm going to mark him. Whenever a player gets to 5 fouls, I'm going to drop their plus minus 2. Like he's been warned by the ref, so he goes to minus 2. I'm also going to mark him so his endurance check, not that it matters now, would be 10 less. So it's a 70, but we're already past that time in the game, so he'll still fail an endurance check. 152P, and there's an endurance check. Keane is going to fail, and Thomas Partey is going to fail. So they're both going to fail. Keane and Partey coming out. Thomas Partey. Keane's a 5, so he can go a 375, position 375 to a 5. Partey is a 3. So let's see who subs in. For Fiorentina, it's Soto. Position 4 will be the one that comes in. And for Arsenal, So 3, so it's a 175 to 425. That's going to be Martin Odegaard coming in. So again, they're going with their top players into the game here. Odegaard in for Thomas Partey. They get +2. They get +2 and +2. Odegaard +2. Out. Okay, so let me finish this up here. Make the subs in with the cards. Okay, and we'll play. So we're going to re-roll. 533 is a P plus for Fiorentina. 773, Jorginho passes that one again. P plus. 443, P plus. 553. 681 taken away by Declan Rice. 264 P. 1018 is a foul 5. That's a P. We go into stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. 226 P star. 385 still P star for Arsenal. 1065 753. Down to the last minute. 421 is a foul 4. Last minute of the game. Next minute we'll end this here. 284 P star. 1068, and that is a card. So Skotel comes in cards in the 94th minute. 427 shot by Timber against a 1 off target. They were rolled around that on target range all game. They were off a lot. So that's off target. 61 is Fiorentina's ball, and that's going to end the game. So nobody scores. So I apologize for that one. But it's seeing how these games play out is going to give me an idea of how I want to make changes. That game, I didn't make any forced subs. I didn't make any coach's choice subs, which you can do. Absolutely can do that. But I chose to not do that just to see how the subs would play out and how the numbers play out. And with that 2 and 3, I'm more inclined again to do that double player check. So I'm gonna have to find the sweet spot on that and see how it goes. But that definitely didn't trigger enough subs in this game. So the Champions League pre-play may have been a one-off, and with all the endurance checks coming up. So we'll see. I'll adjust that again. A lot of fouls for the Italian team. A lot of fouls drawn, and not as many for the Premier League team. Keep my eye on that. Shots, though, it's 10 to 10. It played out pretty even there. The home team was a little bit better. I only had one shot, I think, that came into effect on the coefficient roll. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am at, I think, 121 subscribers, so that's very cool. That excites me. So, subscribe to the channel. I will probably continue to play more of these practice games on the Friday Night Football, just as we go through and see how it progresses, how the game progresses. Oh, one thing I did want to say, I track how many rolls in the game, and a normal game will be 271 rolls. Because it's a random timing, there'll be less, there'll be more. This game took 273, so right about average. So that game was there. I don't like Fiorentina's colors. I'll probably change that. But if you guys like what you saw, leave a comment. Check out the Delphi forum. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And like I said, if you have any questions, leave a comment, or I'm available on the Delphi forum all the time. I'm always there. So go ahead and ask there. There's a good community, that's growing community. The game is growing, which is nice. But until the next video, guys, stay safe, and I will see you next week. Have a good night.